Where you bound? Where you from, little mama? Where you bound? Where you bound? Yeah, we certified. Go check the list.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You are now tuning in to Stay to the Point Radio. I am your host, Wave.
And Sherry here.
And we have such a special guest here, guys. This person right here, when I say back in the day, she was like the mother figure of the group.
Oh, God. Really?
She was the mother. Yo, she used to hold us down like, look, y'all shouldn't do that. Don't do that. I'm telling y'all, it don't look right. Y'all gonna get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? The color guard swinging, all that. She was doing her damn thing. I had to expose you, Lauren. I'm sorry.
Lauren taught me how to do my drop spins.
You heard?
Oh my God.
Lauren Compton. What's going on, Mama?
So funny. I'm so glad that that's how people remember me from high school. I hope that is how most people remember me. I was definitely the square, like goody two shoes. He was like so afraid of like doing anything out of this goody two shoes box. And so, but I'm glad that I do know that I'm a very nurturing spirit. So I'm glad that you all felt that. I'm glad. It makes me happy.
For sure. I mean, you always had that old soul. To me personally,
thank you.
You had that old soul. I'm like, yo, if Lauren, and the only thing before I really truly knew Lauren, I used to look at her and she, to me, just her look in general and the way she carried herself was very unpredictable. I didn't know where I was going to get from Lauren. She was, don't get me wrong, she was nice, but it was like, yo, she seemed a little too nice. Like it was, I couldn't read Lauren at the beginning. I could not read Lauren at the beginning.
This is killing me so much.
It's real. And then eventually when, our friends became, your friends was already your friends, and my friends suddenly, like, we all just came in together, and I got to know you, Lauren. Then it was like, all right, cool. I'm good then. Now I finally, the question has been answered of who Lauren was. And I'm like, all right.
That's so funny.
So it's good to see you, Lauren. How you been, mommy?
When people ask me that, I always say better. When people say, how are you? I am better, because it has been a really, really hard 3 years. Yeah. So, but I'm better. Yeah, that's a good word. I'm better.
Bet. And just like you said off air, man, it's been 15 years.
It's been 15 years.
Don't it make you... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I literally feel like part of me feels like high school was like another life. But then at the same token, it's like, I was just there. Do you know? Like, it's in a blink of an eye, I'm now in my early to mid 30s. Yeah, it's been 15 years, and that's not crazy.
That's crazy. And I know somebody at one point asked you this question. Would you go back?
I would only go back if I could go back knowing what I know now.
Yes.
You took the words right out my mouth. I say that all the time. Knowing what I know now. Yes.
I definitely would have spoke up for myself more. I would have taken more chances. And I would have let certain people go a lot sooner. But, c'est la vie. How about you? Would you go back?
No. No. And you know what? I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy.
No, you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back. It's all good.
It's not for anything. It's just, I had to do my time. I felt like I just had to do my time so I could get that piece of paper. But see, one thing about it, because it was a learning curve for me. I mean, throughout the whole life in general was obviously a learning curve every day of your life. You might think it's boring because it's the same routine, but you're learning throughout the time and not even realize that you're learning.
Sure.
So, like, I met some people throughout the path. I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met Sherry. I don't want to say I wouldn't want to experience that again. I just won't go back again. Like, I just wouldn't do it again. No, because it was just like we were forced to come together every single time to do what we had to do, which learn our basic studies and go after this diploma and make sure that you pass all your exams. And when that bell,
it was stressful.
It was crazy. Like my last year, I literally roamed the halls majority of the time because I just couldn't wait. Times of me thinking of skipping and doing dumb shit. That's when I used to puff pass type thing back in the day. You heard, like, everybody, come on, guys.
You know, it's so funny. I didn't puff pass until I was 32.
What?
Yes, I kid you not.
Yo, that was so recent. It
was so recent. So yeah, it was last year.
Oh my gosh.
It was last year.
I haven't done it. How old? She's 12 years, 13 years.
Wow.
That's what's up. But you had those experiences. That's how much of a goody two-shoes I was. I was like, I had an opportunity to in college, didn't. And then last year, I was like, okay. But I will say what's so interesting about you and Cherry is that, like, I've seen you grow up into, like, adults. That's the beauty of social media. You know, I wouldn't be able to see you all be parents and all of this kind of stuff. And that is surreal to me because I look at you guys and I'm like, dude, like, I've known you since you were a kid and now you're someone's parent and someone's partner. And it's crazy. I'm actually even wearing my high school ring. Do you still have your high school ring? I wear it on this necklace.
Yo, I broke mine. And I never fixed it. And then I lost it in the move. I think that was probably the second move. And I hated it because that's when I was used to run track and I had the track on the side. And I had everything. Like I had the Puerto Rican flag on the other side with the,
Yo, did you have the Puerto Rican flag?
Yeah.
I had the track thing on the one side. And then I had the lion on the other side.
It's super cute. But I'm very fortunate. I mean, I was picked on a little bit in high school and bullied a little bit, but for the most part, I would say 70% of the time, I had a really great high school experience. I was in marching band all 4 years. I got to go on all these trips and, so.
That's dope. Look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go into a quick commercial break. We're going to throw some music in there, Lauren, and we're going to get right back. So we'll be back. And
awesome stuff.
We're going to get into, Lauren, when she started slowly getting into the reporting and then some more stuff afterwards. All right. So we'll be right back.
Where I'm from, this shit could get depressing. Seen 1,000 funerals, but never seen a wedding. And if you make it up to 25, then it's a blessing. I got that'll never leave their house without a weapon. Look, you ain't from around here, I can see it. Need a tour of the city, I could take you on a scenic. And if you down to talk it, make sure you down to be it. Don't be on the scene fraudulent, them boys will not believe it. Swear to God, know your story, but you said it already. I see that you imposters like you swimming in spaghetti. Frontin' so hard that I had to use the back door. You requesting problems, just be careful what you ask for. 82nd lately ain't been posting on the app more. Locked up in the studio, we hoping we can have more. But Oakland, where I'm from, forever reppin' the Bay, right? You scared to roam in my city without the daylight. Where I'm from, 5'10", and they can recognize it everywhere that I've been. Spend my spare moments putting on for the city. Crew going up, take the whole place with me. Look, where I'm from, 5'10", and they can recognize it everywhere that I've been. And when you see me, I put on for the town, and they swearing that they down, but they never come around. I'm from the east side of my city, getting higher than the cost to live. If you out in Frisco, tap it in, come on and cross the bridge. We go out and get the plate. Matter of fact, I brought the fridge. My goonie, your body snatcher, take your call it is. Life wild. 21, I saw my uncle overdose. 2 weeks later, his brother died from the coca smoke. Yeah, I rep the 50s, my little brother bang 88. Free QB, his foes up, and that's for baby case. Get it fast, don't make me wait. Trunk fill it with crazy weight. Show me love, say the hate. Real, I know your game relate. Coppers on us, dealers, copping boulders with a lot of soldiers. Watch your shoulders, reapers creeping quick to put them choppers on you. Woo. It's devastating. Big dogs, heavyweighting. Young bulls checking registration with no hesitating. Trying to get the bag right. All about that mask life. Tell that boy Mozzie watch his mouth. We the flashlight. Gully. Where I'm from, 5'10", and they can recognize it everywhere that I've been. Spend my spare moments putting on for the city. Crew going up, take the whole place with me. Look, where I'm from, 5'10", and they can it everywhere that I've been. And when you see me, I put on for the town. And they swearing that they down, but they never come around. Look.
18, I saw my first body drop. Ain't no more clubbing, getting popped. Got the 50s and they down the bus. Ride around looking for them suckers. Where I'm from, dying every day. My brother caught him and he shot him dead in his face. Yeah, my B's gone, he in a better place. Where I'm from, ain't no first 48. Off in California, lit or die. Where anytime the body count, quick to rise. When niggas miss shots and little kids die. Funerals daily, mama's crying. On the real, you can't underestimate his. Cause these got pistols and they shootin' quick. Don't fuck with no guns, boy, you get smacked. Where the police shootin', then we shootin' back.
Where I'm from, 5'10", and they can recognize it everywhere that I've been. Spend my spare moments putting on for the city. Crew going up, take the whole place with me. Look, where I'm from, 5'10", and they can recognize it everywhere that I've been. And when you see me, I put on for the town. And they swearing that they down, but they never come around. Look,
You know.
talking big, you ain't never prudish-ish. Never say complacent, dog, we be really doing ish. Every move I make, I bet my city gon' approve of it. Cali life is crazy, I show you how to maneuver it. Get a city love, get it back 100-fold. And I keep the city with me even when I'm on the road. Always stay within the guidelines, living by the G code. 5'10", take the game back like a repo.
All right, guys, we are back. We are back with Sherry, myself, and Lauren Compton.
That's funny.
Hey, Sherry.
Yes.
I just want to let you know.
Yes.
I just want to let you know that LeBron scored 57 points.
Don't nobody care about LeBron.
But yeah.
A Cavs fan?
No, she's not a LeBron fan. That's her problem. That's why I don't know. I'm trying to get her to turn around, Lauren. She's not getting the gifs that.
So Sherry, who's your team?
Oh my God! Please don't, Sherry. I don't know where Sherry went.
Well, you
I'm
said
right
LeBron.
here.
Oh, there she
was
go.
Like, I'm done with you.
Yeah, pretty
You're
much.
so rude.
Lauren asked you, what's your team? See?
What'd you say?
Sure. Lauren asked you, what's your team?
Oh, the Lakers, Lauren.
Ah, okay, I feel you.
See? So
Yes.
you already know that's the Kobe. See the Kobe and the LeBron situation? You see that's
I feel you. I understand now. I get it.
yeah, red and blue, Bloods and Crips. But anyways, all right, guys. Lauren, my question to you: what was the first time you wanted to pursue being a reporter?
So I actually know the exact moment when I knew. I wish I remembered the day, and I wish I remembered this lady's name. But I went to Tidewater Community College, which is a local community college here in Virginia, and I was doing a public speaking class. Now, at the time, I was going to school to be a child therapist. That's what I saw myself doing. And this public speaking class, like, just spoke to me in a way no other class did. I was fired up about it. Like, I was like preparing for speeches, like days and days at a time. So then the lady pulled me aside and she said, "Have you ever thought of being a television reporter?" I was like, no. Like, I'm chubby and quirky and I don't know anybody that's been on TV. Well, she's like, honestly, like, you got the it. You know, you're a great storyteller. You're very articulate. I really think that you could do really well. And I thought about it and I thought, well, that's kind of different. Like, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a writer. So I thought that's basically just a different way of being a writer. So I changed my major and I had gotten accepted to UVA for psychology.
Hey,
Hello.
Get it.
And then, so I changed my major and went to VCU because they had a great broadcast journalism program. And that's how I started my journey on becoming a reporter. Had that woman not sowed seeds of greatness in me or saw that in me, I would have never ever in a million years thought about being a reporter.
Wow. Did you have a before that happened, before that lady bumped into you, did you have another vision before then?
I thought that I was going to be a child therapist. I thought I would write a really good book on child therapy and maybe be a motivational speaker and go on a book circuit, but I never ever thought about television news. Like I thought I was going to be a big time child therapist. That's what I wanted to be.
Nice. So what is it? Channel 10, right?
Yeah, so
how'd that come about?
Wavy.
I can wrap up my
10.
career real fast.
Wavy 10.
So from college, I worked for an NBC affiliate in Richmond, the #1 station there, which was amazing. I was a weekend director. Like they let me on air there. It was all pre-recorded, but still, it was an amazing opportunity. Then I went to Lynchburg, Virginia, and worked for an ABC affiliate for 3 years out there, where I really learned how to be a journalist, found my voice. I did some really great stories there. And for folks who are watching and who don't know, Wavy News 10 here in Virginia is like the big dog in news. Like,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? It's the #1
Absolutely.
station. It's what everybody watches. And so I said, I want to work for Wavy News 10. We have a very eccentric reporter here named Andy Fox. And I was like, I want to work with Andy Fox. Oh. So when I was in Lynchburg, I got an agent. And I basically was like, I want to do whatever it takes to get to Wavy News 10. And this agent was like, I think you can do that. And he coached me and helped me. And I got an offer at Wavy News 10 October of 2012. So I was in the news business for a good over 5 years.
Wow.
And I'm, even though I'm not in it now, I do, like, as you mentioned before the show, I have to be really proud that I was able to at least be in that dream, because so many people don't even get to be in it. You know what I mean? So
at all. It's just amazing. And then one thing about it is to see a person that you knew, I mean, since elementary school,
right,
to be on TV. I'm like, yo, I'm a groupie. I turned to a groupie like right away. I'm like, yo, I know her. Y'all don't know her. I know her. Y'all don't know nobody.
You know what?
On
That's
TV.
funny. I always wondered what my classmates thought and how it felt for them seeing me on air, because I'm probably the last person anybody would have thought would have had a TV career. So that's interesting. So Sherry, like, I'll ask you, did you ever see me on air here?
No, I went right into the Air Force after school, so I wasn't in Virginia anymore.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't see you until, like you said, social media was big and you could catch up with people. Yeah. So, but I mean, through the grapevine, I heard about it, but I didn't actually witness it. No.
I did, and I was like, okay, that's dope. And then one day, it was my wife, her son was in this program. It was a challenge. It's called Challenge Program. What it is, it's like a military type school that for kids, with discipline situations,
right.
It pretty much molds them to get into the military. And he was in this program, and he just about to graduate, and they had a motivational speaker that came up. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I came, and I think it was in Lynchburg, a matter of fact.
It was in Lynchburg?
It was in Lynchburg. And I'm like, yo, we all the way here in this country, though. Like, there's nothing. Right. I mean, literally just sticks just everywhere. I'm like, oh, like I swear, if Jeepers Creepers came out, we done. Like, there's nowhere.
Stop talking about Lynchburg like that.
Look, I'm just saying, like.
I know it's country. It's country,
and I don't trust anything with Lynchburg anywhere.
Oh my God, you are like not the only person to tell me that.
I'm just saying, like, I don't want to. And then my wife had the nerve. Babe, would you ever live here? No, hell no.
Lynchburg is a great place to raise a family. I have you know.
Oh, okay. Well, if I had got the little if I knew how to raise cows, gooses, and geese and all that, then I would go to Lynchburg. But
yeah, that's so funny. I was asked to be a motivational speaker at this place for graduation. And at that point, like, I mostly did motivational speeches to like kids. And like kids are just so excited to see somebody from the news there. These are like teenagers, adults. And so I will say, I don't think it was my best speech because I was like looking in the crowd and these kids were like, oh my God, this is so boring. Can I get my certificate and go? And then I look in the crowd and I'm like, holy crap, I know that guy and I went to high school with him. Why, God, why is he here on one of the worst speeches ever? So whatever. But yeah, that just goes to show you how small the world is.
Very, very small. It was really cool. And then they had all the teenagers, the young dogs whistling at her and stuff. Woohoo! They were trying to like, yo, can I get your number? Yelling out stuff. I'm like, dog, like she's speaking like and you end up getting an award that there.
Yeah,
too.
they gave me a nice little plaque, like which I still have, which was so nice. The guy was so grateful, and I'm like, dude, like I really don't think this was my best speech ever, but he was just so grateful to have somebody from the news there. So
it was dope,
so that was good. It probably, you know, I'm my own worst critic. It probably was not as bad as I thought it was, but I remember in that moment thinking in my head, oh my God, you are tanking. You are tanking.
No, you did fantastic. So,
well, thank you.
So all right. So you came from News Channel 10 from the hard. What about 4 years before you got into? You were bouncing from different.
So yeah, it took me about. So I got out of college in 2007. So yeah, it took me about a good 3 or 4 years before I was really at a good place to work in a market like Hampton Roads. So, and then I worked with Wavy. I worked at Wavy for 2 years.
So how was the first 2 weeks? Would you say the first 2 weeks of working at Wavy?
Wow, it was intense because in Lynchburg there's not a lot of crime. Education is front page news. Hampton Roads is a different animal. We have the largest military base in the country here. We're a melting pot. So, and I got put on weekends. So I was like at every shooting, murder, barricade situation. They wanted you to be live all the time. Like it was really intense. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to hang here. It was hard. It was really hard. And the stories were just so much more tragic here. And so mentally it weighed on me just seeing so many people at the worst moments of their life. And in hindsight, I know that I didn't process that well.
Wow. So what would you say was the hardest interview that you had?
I had a lot of hard ones. And it's hard to pinpoint one, but the hardest ones were reporting to a shooting. A lot of times we would report there before the police got there. Wow. So the body would still be out there.
Oh, man.
Or it's just covered with a drape because they're still processing the scene. And literally hours later, knowing that your mission in life is to get the closest family member on camera.
Oh,
you
man.
feel gross because you feel like you're voyeuristic. But that is the goal. I don't care what any reporter tells you. After a death, murder, shooting, or whatever, your desire is to get the person closest to that victim. And so that means talking to crying mothers who are just processing that their kid got shot, not even a block from where they live. One of the stories that like sticks out most vividly to me, I was in Newport News, which is not the best part of town, in public housing. And we had heard that someone got shot.
Called bad news for a reason.
Right, true. It's so sad. And a mother was sitting outside on her porch with her kids, watching them play. She had every expectation of safety. There was a shooting a couple of blocks over. That bullet traveled from where that was and struck and killed her in front of her sons.
Oh, my God, bro.
That weighs on me a lot. And I remember like that day just talking to cousins and just like not really thinking about it because you're just in the moment. But the next day we went back because this sounds so heartless. It was a slow news day, and that was the hardest news story that we had. So we went back to kind of talk to the neighbors about how they're processing it, and people had flowers and stuffed animals outside. And a competing station was there, and we were both getting the same interviews. But I saw his truck leave, so I said, why did his truck leave? I was like, oh crap, he got the mother. We've got to follow him. So we follow his truck, and he did. He found out where the victim's mother was, and we walked up the stairs. And I could see him interviewing her. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, he got the mother. Like, he's already beat me at this story, which is a terrible thing to think. Right. And I'm like watching this woman like bawling, crying. It's so heartbreaking. And by the time I get up there, she's like, no, absolutely not. And so then I look like a vulture. So, but that was all the time.
The pressure of getting the best story you can get.
Yeah, it's so hard. And I didn't do enough to protect myself from that, you know?
Right.
I was super obsessive about that job. I came in early, I left late, I never took vacation, I never took time off. I didn't do enough self-care in those moments. I can see that because there's no, it's damn near impossible to be seeing death and trauma over and over and over and over again, and for that not to affect you some way. So yeah, it wears on you.
Wow. All right, guys, we're going to go into another commercial break, and we're going to get into more with Lauren and her journey. So we'll be right back.
Yeah, you know what it is. Jill the Kid, 1203 MG. In the building. We're going to take you to a place you ain't trying to see. A place you really ain't trying to be alone, you know what I mean? I know you ain't trying to go. Come on now. I make this for the cats pushing packs in the streets, ducking and dodging police, dipping, tucking the heat. For that dude trying to change his life, seen every part of the game and now he can't stomach the sight. For that kid with a chance to make it, see the temptation, patiently waiting, wonder if the streets gonna take it. Walking past vacants, under his feet needles are breaking. Round here language is flaking, fiends be shivering and shaking in broad day, passed out in your hallway. With mom, 2 trains on the bus of the long days. You caught in the wrong place, they bring it the strong way. And sometimes it's best to walk home the long way. Yeah, it's crazy. Work harder, it makes me. Cause every dude here got bars like Jay-Z. And every dude here got vision like CP3. Who range like Curry and the trades they Burberry. You don't want it round here. Life's hard, heart's cold, no scare. Life's short, can't waste these years. I ain't never seen the street shed tears. You don't want it round here. Life's hard, heart's cold, no scare. Life's short, can't waste these years. I ain't never seen the street shed tears. Shots fired, a man down, a mother's cries. Might spy was now found within the lies. The truth is they poisoning our communities. Encouraging truancy, breaking down all the unity. Facts is facts, yeah, it's working. Every day bodies are dropping, pistols are twerking, giving you more bullets, so hitting something's for certain. More time you gonna be spinning behind the curtain. Lockdown removed from the block, but it still don't miss a beat. Game don't stop. Weight still gonna move, block still hot, and they still gonna shoot. You can feel the shots. It's just the way that we living and how we brought up. Even when you play in position, you still get caught up. And everybody on their thug too. Just know, on the real, these streets don't love you. No tears. You don't want it round here. Life's hard, heart's cold, no scare. Life's short, can't waste these years. I ain't never seen the street shed tears. You don't want it round here. Life's hard, heart's cold, no scare. Life's short, can't waste these years. I ain't never seen the street shed tears.
All right. Had to hit you with that old Kevin Hart. We are back. This is St82dapoint Radio. We are back with Lauren Compton. So Lauren, when was the time when everything just started spinning out of control and it no longer became something that you wanted? It became something that you wanted to leave and you wanted to escape.
Yeah. Well, I think it's worth saying that I was diagnosed with depression/anxiety when I was 16. And when I was in high school, like, I didn't share this with anybody because I felt like, oh my God, people are going to think I'm crazy or whatever. My parents were like, hey, this is not something you share with people. So yeah, I was diagnosed with depression/anxiety at 16. And since then, I've had like major anxiety attacks, like depressive episodes or whatever. So I knew that going into the news business. That's not to say that I still handled it well. So when I was at Wavy, the stress of the job was getting to me. And I can see in hindsight, I wasn't doing the things to take care of myself. It was so hard for me to detach from those stories, like I told you before the break. Seeing dead mothers, a lot of dead, shot Black children. There was one summer where almost every weekend I was reporting on a Black kid who was shot in his neighborhood and dealing with their loved ones. And so I was in a really not good love triangle, scandalous, that wasn't healthy. And it was making me just breaking a lot of my self-esteem and confidence. And so I would say probably spring of 2014, I felt things were off. Like I couldn't focus at work. I was getting like sweaty palms. I was getting more anxiety attacks. I was having these reoccurring thoughts of like, you're a failure, you're going to get fired. I was constantly afraid of getting fired when honestly, if you saw me on air, I was, performing quite well. But in my mind, everything I did was terrible. These are all very big red flags about depression. I stopped eating for weeks at a time. I became an insomniac. And then towards the summer, I started having suicidal ideation, which are perpetual thoughts of death and killing yourself. Because I just didn't want to feel all of this anxiety and pressure. And I was dreading going to work. And that felt like my only escape. The April, it started getting really bad where like I would start researching ways to commit suicide. This is so terrible. But I didn't tell anybody because I was like, oh my God, if I tell anybody at work, I'm going to lose my job. I don't really know how to say this to my parents because I'm the first child, like type A personality. I can't fall apart. And so May of 2014, it was May before Memorial Day, I had my first suicide attempt before I was 30. And I was hospitalized for it, and it didn't make the depression any better. In hindsight, I wasn't on a really good med either. So I got out, I took FMLA leave for a month. I should have taken it a lot longer in hindsight. And I tried to go back to work, and nothing was clicking right. And so after my 30th birthday, I walked into my news director's office and I was like, I just can't do this anymore. And he's like, what do you mean? I don't understand. I was like I'm not functioning well at work. I can't handle this. And he was like, are you really sure? Like, I think you have a lot of potential. And I wish I would have taken a step back and said, okay, this is just a rough moment in your life. You don't have to throw away your whole career. But like when you're in crisis, the only thing you think about is getting out of the crisis. You don't think about the long-term effects. Like you're just like, I got to get out. So yeah, I left there July 9th of 2014. It was 5 days after my birthday. And then I fell into the worst depressive episode of my life. It lasted almost 2 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. So after now, where you at now, how do you feel? I know we were talking off air that you were going through the rough past 3 years. But with everything that you went through, the depression, how do you feel now? What's the first thing that pops in your mind when the Lauren of today versus the Lauren of the past? Where are you at right now?
Well, I will say that. So yeah, for about 2 years, I was in a really bad depressive episode, not showering, locking myself in my room, not eating, very bad. I mean, I don't think people understand how debilitating depression can be when it gets unbearable. And for me, it was like late 2015. I had started a new antidepressant. I was going to therapy again. But I had what some people would call a spiritual awakening. Amen. And I felt God, and this is hard for people to understand if you're not spiritual. I felt God say to me, all these times you've tried to harm yourself, I've protected you, or I've brought somebody there, and I've carried you. Really, I've really insulated you in this depression. But now I need you to get up. Like, I need you to get up. I never promised any of my children that life will be without strife, but I do promise them I will give them the strength to endure it. So I can't tell you what recovery is going to look like, but I'm going to tell you that it's there, and with me that you can get there. So that like changed my perspective a whole bunch. Like I tell people all the time in my speeches, the antidepressant helped this. It helped my mind focus, but it didn't give me that internal will to fight. That's what my relationship with God did. It made me know that my life was worth fighting for. And so coming out of depression was hard. And I had to sever a lot of relationships with friends that I thought were going to be there for me through hard times. I lost a relationship with my family. We're estranged. I haven't talked to them in 2 years. I was homeless for a year, sleeping in my car, sleeping in shelters, hotel hopping, but during that year, I started sharing my story on my blog called Good Girl Chronicles, which kind of speaks to our little funny high school perception of me, the good girl who chronicles her life. And so then people started asking me to come out and speak at their events about suicide prevention. And so I kind of fell into being a mental health advocate and speaker. So when you ask how I am today, the first word that comes to mind is liberated. I feel liberated from this box that I feel like I had to live in my whole life. I feel liberated from the stigma of my mental illness. And every day through Crisis Love, I'm feeling liberated from the mistakes I've made and the hard times that the last 3 years were. So now I am now a speaker, particularly on suicide prevention, and I work in the mental health field, which is kind of different.
Fantastic. And see, this is my thing, and that's when I knew you was going to go with, and that's God. Because one thing about this is, in every show, you can ask Sherry, in every show I always say God over everything. And at the end of every show, because one thing about it is people in this world, Americans in general are very selfish. We built to be very selfish, very forget to thank God for the day. I think people get lost at that. People get lost of the regular routine where they wake up and not think for themselves, like, look, I just woke up. Just the fact that you have an opportunity to grow, to progress, to help another, to help yourself, and to better yourself as a person, as a human being, is a blessing by itself. So yes, it is. I think a lot of people, I don't even think, I know a lot of people get lost in the brainwash of the TV, of the social media. It's so easy. And a matter of fact, social media, that's my question to you. What do you feel about the state of social media right now?
I have more love than hate for social media, honestly, because in my journey, social media was the way that I told people that I needed help. I had a GoFundMe page, and for a good amount of time, I lived off of GoFundMe donations. Nice. So in a span of a year, people have donated $4,000. That's not chump change, you know?
Amazing.
So it has allowed me to be very intimate with people in their struggle. I've had people that I would have never thought to open up with me in like Facebook Messenger and say, I've survived an attempt myself. Like, I'm trying to find my way. I'm so inspiring. People I've gone to high school with, like people you would never think. So for that, I love it.
Wow.
The flip side is, and there are studies that show this, if you are going through a crisis or depression, social media is probably the worst things you can be on, because everyone's portraying their best selves. So you're looking at a world and you're like, oh my God, everyone's so happy. And it makes you so miserable about what you're going through. And so that's why I try really hard in everything I do to share the good, bad, and the ugly, and everything in between. But that is the challenge. It creates a world where we can paint the picture we want to see when that's not really reality.
Right. And I agree with you definitely with the fact of the matter that, you know, you could reach out and get that help from people that, you know, obviously are not around the corner. You know, that could be out of state, people that you haven't seen in a while, and then they come in and they could easily embrace you and say, hey, I was going through the same thing, and then y'all could get into the communication on Messenger.
Right.
And I agree with you on the con, but I also feel like for the young generation though, it's very brainwashing. You understand? Like it's very brainwashing. I noticed, like I told Sherry on another show that I seen a whole family on their phones just walking, typing in Walmart.
It makes you detached from real life, right?
Correct, because they get into this fantasy world that I gotta post this picture exactly at 5:05,
right?
And then let me take a selfie by the water that I'm about to pay for. See me, right. Duck face.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's this fantasy world. This is Disney world that people get into. When I do fast, I obviously can't do no meat because I would disappear. But when I do a fast, I do
what?
I don't do no meat.
What?
I don't.
So skinny.
I know, but you're.
I don't want to
It doesn't work that way.
I don't want to disappear, dog. Look, I know it's a spiritual thing. It's not about the stomach or the weight. It's a spiritual thing when it comes down to fasting. I understand that.
True.
But if that's all I eat is meat, because I don't eat vegetables like that, what do you think is gonna happen? What I'm gonna drink? Water?
That's why you're so skinny.
Chill.
I will say, sidebar, Sherry recommended this cleanse for me, and I was peeing like crazy, but I did lose a pound that week, though.
Nice.
You want to talk about food?
She said, I did lose a pound that week.
I lost a pound because I was peeing like nobody's business.
Wait, what was it? The lemon and water? Lemon
No,
water?
it's grapefruit, honey, and apple cider vinegar.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that one, too.
It'll clean you out.
Yeah. You ever heard, my wife tells it better. She's like a salesman to this. It's this drink called kombucha.
Yes, but it looks gross.
But it tastes fantastic. And this is coming from a person that I'm very a picky eater. I hate greens. I hate corn. I hate broccoli. I hate all that.
Corn?
Yes. I don't
How
like
do you hate corn?
I don't like it. You know what it is?
Like, it's corn.
Listen. I was forced
Not even a vegetable.
Listen, it's close to it's close. It goes with vegetables a lot of the time, so it's a vegetable to me, okay?
That's so funny.
Listen, I used to be forced to eat my vegetables, so it kind of
like
it kind of like damaged me a little bit. I'm not gonna blame it on my mother. It's not my mom. It's other people, but I'm not gonna blame it on that. It's just it's a self thing. It's a mental thing. It's a smell thing. It's a look. It's all everything.
You make me laugh.
It's all of that. It's all of
I
that.
personally absolutely love vegetables.
Well,
I love them. Like, I could literally, if it wasn't for, I don't even eat chicken like that, but if it wasn't for, what is it that I can't go without? I don't know. Like, really, I don't have to eat meat. It's just like every once in a while, I want a ribeye. And I say every once in a while, it's every once in a while. And then I watch a video with like a beefed up cow, and I'm like, I'm never eating that crap again. It's like,
this is why you're in such great shape.
No, I try to be. It's like, and then like, if I could find like a flavored almond milk coffee flavoring rather than regular dairy, I would be in good shape, man.
Yo, I have almond. I drink with my coffee. I drink almond milk. I don't drink no other.
I do too sometimes, but I like that the flavor, like the caramel macchiato and stuff. Like, they need to make that in the almond milk.
You messing up coffee.
Interesting, girl. You need to bottle that up, because I'm sure you're like, make that invention. You're probably not the only one who wants that combo.
Yo,
yeah.
Look. Y'all make it so difficult with coffee. Why y'all gotta have flavor? Just have the regular coffee.
Because I like flavor in my coffee.
No, regular coffee. That's the keep it OG.
I mean, I like
OG.
regular coffee as well, but every once in a while I like the flavoring.
Oh,
but you know what? I really technically could make it. All I have to do is buy the flavorings and mix it with the almond milk, and bam, you got it.
There
like
you go.
the syrups. I can
Yeah.
just mix the syrups with the almond milk, but that's like, maybe one day when I set up like this, I don't know.
No,
but right
but
now it's just easier to buy.
You gotta watch what you get for that syrup because it will kill the whole organic of the almond milk if you get sugary as chocolate.
Y'all really
Listen,
love this
for
almond
somebody,
milk. It doesn't do anything.
no, almond milk is
Almond
delicious. Let
milk
me tell
is
you, when I went
fantastic.
vegan for a little while,
Fantastic.
that's when I discovered almond milk, and I also discovered like an
can't.
alternative butter. No, it's really good,
It is.
Lauren.
It
So
is,
listen,
Lauren. For
like
real.
when I literally, no lie on everything, I sat there and I contemplated, like I literally bought the whole thing, everything I was going to do for my diet. I ate a lot of lentils and everything. I'm sitting here looking at this almond milk like I'm going to throw up, like I'm going to hate this. And so I had bought some cereal that was good for vegans and whatever. And I'm like, I got this nasty behind vegan cereal and I got this almond milk. I'm going to hate this. Man, that mess was so good. It was not even funny. And then I found...
I might just take your word for it.
No, I promise you. And I literally sat there with the worst thoughts in my mind that this was going to be the nastiest milk there was made.
No.
I don't like soy milk though. I won't lie. I don't like
I
it.
don't
But
soy milk, especially the vanilla soy. Yeah.
see, if you like soy milk, then you're gonna love
Exactly. That's my thing. I don't get that. Like soy milk is way nastier than
like it's not. No, if you have had soy and you like soy, you'll love almond milk. I promise you. You'll love it. It's delicious. There's nothing nasty about it.
It isn't. And then on top of that, like nowadays, what they pumping into these milk, like these cows, with the milk.
Oh my gosh!
and all
Did
that,
you
man?
see the videos with the pus like coming out?
I can't. No, I can't watch it. No, I can't.
Girl,
no, I can't.
If you watch it, I promise you won't never buy another gallon.
That's
of
why I
milk in
can't
your
watch it.
life.
I can't watch it. No,
Oh my
I refuse.
gosh!
That's
Like
what I'm
I like
saying.
milk and dairy too much. I can't do it.
no, like I'm
don't
telling
do
you,
it.
when you watch that video, I promise you won't buy another gallon of milk.
Don't do it.
Like
Don't do
I
it. It's
promise
not
you,
worth
don't
it.
stop buying that
Not doing
milk,
it.
girl.
I can't.
Yo,
Lauren, we're gonna talk in approximately 7 days. I'm gonna send you
I'm
a
not
message.
ready.
And I'm gonna need you to try almond milk, just like you tried that grapefruit thing. I'm gonna need you to try the almond milk for me. And then if you
I gotta pray on
legit,
it, sister. I gotta pray.
if you legit try it, if you try it and then you tell me, Sherry, I don't like it, I'll leave you alone. But if you
Look.
try it and then you're gonna tell me you like it, if you like soy milk, you'll love almond milk. I promise.
look, if
I would not steer you wrong.
I'm gonna challenge Facebook right now. When we do this show, we gonna go ahead and share it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, so then
Alright.
everybody could share it. And I want everybody to like it. Obviously, you're gonna like it because it's Lauren and it's us. But I want y'all to like it if you like almond milk. And if we get Sherry, what you think? 20? 20?
Alright, cool,
20
that's
likes?
fair.
20 likes?
Yeah.
Lauren has to get you don't even have to get the gallon. You could get like the small one
It's a
because they got
half
the small.
gallon, or you can
Or
get
a half gallon.
the smaller one, like the
What am
quart
I
or
gonna
whatever.
drink this on? What am I gonna do? Put it in cereal?
Get some cereal, yeah.
Cereal.
Get some cereal or coffee or whatever. And it's delicious.
Sherry can't see my faces.
But
I cannot,
Yeah.
but if I could,
yeah, she did the throw up face. But
no.
you
You
would
don't
have
like
to.
coffee, Lauren?
I love coffee.
Oh, I was about to say, girl,
Okay,
what's
so-
wrong with you? I can't live. I can't not like me and no coffee is not a nice Sherry. It's not. I promise you. And then if I have to have my coffee in the day and my wine in the night. I'm a good person.
You gotta
You'll
put
love
this.
it.
I love it.
You gotta put this on video too, Lauren. If we get 20 likes, you gotta put the almond milk in your coffee and drink it. Okay? Put it on video.
No,
Right,
have it with your
alright.
cereal. With your cereal. In the coffee, you can disguise it too much. In the cereal, you can actually get an actual
All right,
taste.
Okay,
for
in
the almond
cereal.
milk.
Ah, get some Captain Crunch.
Yo,
You said Captain Crunch.
no, I used to get cinnamon
Yo,
toast
Captain
crunch.
Berries though.
Cinnamon.
Captain Crunch berries
No,
though.
I
Oh my
wasn't.
gosh. you guys.
Yes.
No,
Oh, that's the
mine was
bomb.
peanut butter. The peanut butter Captain Crunch was oh my
I
god.
still love Cocoa Puffs.
I love
Ooh, Cocoa Puff.
I like
Right.
Apple
Cocoa
Jacks.
Puffs and
Apple Jacks.
Fruit Loops.
Apple
no,
Jacks.
I'm scared of Apple Jacks.
How
I have
you
a whole story, and I'm not gonna go into it. But
Oh my god. Oh my god.
that's for another day.
Listen, we're gonna go ahead and go into one more commercial break, and then we're gonna go ahead and close it out. We want to definitely get into the Lauren Hope Chronicles. What she's doing, what's her goals, and
Good
what
Girl
she's doing.
Chronicles.
Good Girl Chronicles.
Boo.
I'm sorry. Good Girl Chronicles. My bad. That's that girl power. That's that girl power shit.
love it.
Because I love the name. When she came out with it, I was like, yo, I wish I would have came out with that. Like, that's a really good title. Like, I like.
Stop it.
Good
No, I
Girl
really
Chronicles.
struggled very hard with trying to figure out what to call my blog, and it took me forever. When I saw her title, I was like, yo, she's smart. Like, I like that.
Thank you, boo. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go into a commercial break, and we're going to talk about Good Girl Chronicles. All right, so we'll be back.
Before he shot him again. Yeah, well, he's been hit twice. Unless he can stop the bleeding without going to the hospital or a doctor, doesn't really matter.
I find him lying dead by a dumpster. Now we in trouble.
Just let him ride. Just let him ride. Just let him try. They gotta die. Yeah, now niggas nervous, smell something stirring, savor the flavor. The sweetest things means a cream, I'm stacking my paper. I fired haters, ain't playing me, returning the favor. Screaming it's nothing, thought I was bluffing, them nightmares they chase you. Drowning you demons, bloody beaches, no hustles, we're heathens. Heaving all you speaking, don't mean shit, it ain't leaving me leaking. A piece like Deacon, havoc wreaking, no mobbing, I'm calling. Don't beg no pardon in your sentence for something appalling. Thought you was tough, I called you bluff, no show on your card, you D ain't Billy D, I'm chill, peel them apart. The realest thoughts, gorilla heart, I'll bang if you hanging. I'll make you famous, bloody scene, Picasso I'm painting. I sing in anguish, darkest moments, my life is a sonnet. Moonlight sonata, desperado, turn this to a sauna. That's on my honor, how you hate me, I made you distrace me. Never replace me, speak my peace, I'm aiming and waiting. Just let him ride. Just let him try. They gotta die. Just let him ride. Southside. Just let him ride. Just let him try. Westside. They gotta die. Southside. Let him ride. Lord, I'm about to ride on my enemies. Well, let them live, but they testing out my energy. Hope you forgive when I take it to that front door. Playing Suge when they know their reach is too short. East side, that's what they asking for. Better get your passport before you get your ass caught. You ain't about that life, homie, don't even pretend to be. I'll father you niggas, I'm everything you wanna be. Smell that hating when they around. Silent treatment when I'm around. What happened with all that slick talking, acting so thug? I'm in the murder business where lyrically you fly. Get dropped like your label, willing and able to disconnect the rapper's cable. Seagull, a hot 97 for speaking evil, by going evil, by disrespecting in front of your people, walking up to your people like nah, yo my nigga, it's Flacco. As you open the door, fold like a taco. Then say I'm an artist, that's the difference. I'm consistent with a genius flow that's killing all competition. For block. Just let him ride. Just let him try. They gotta die. Just let him ride. Just let him ride. Just let him try. They gotta die. Yeah, they know when I say yo, it's go. You know when I say stop, they drop. Even though I switch clothes, no chains. Little change to get you rocked out your block. Too much just to throw it away. Keep the vultures hungry at bay. Michael make your picture transform, cause you out like no s'il play. Never down to argue, burn it down like arsenal. Horsemen forcing, of course it's a choice. Had your voice, I'm forcing the corner. Calling the coroner, warning ya. We gon' ride like we touring ya. Rolling with foreign car. Squinting like foreigners. Cause that's in my blood. Dread how I do it, cause that's in it too. Thinking it's ego, calling it lame. Think it's a game till I'm playing with you.
How does it change into what we have made? It's supposed to be famous, ain't no splitting crews. Supposed to divide all of the pride, envious eyes. Now it's mine to shoot, so I'm gonna ride.
Just let them ride. Just let them try. They gotta die. Just let them ride. Just let them ride. Just let them try. They gotta die. Just let them ride.
Name, but now I go by Lauren Hope, which is my first name and my middle name. I'm actually working to have my name legally changed in the next couple of months, which will be awesome.
What?
You know, I feel like spiritually, you know, when God makes you a new creature, he makes you a new creature. And I feel like coming out of my depression, like I came out a totally different person, like stronger, wiser. And so that's why I go by Lauren Hope. So now I like, when I introduce myself, it used to be like, hey, I'm Lauren Compton, you know, like the city, and people would laugh. So now I say, hey, my name's Lauren Hope, like keep hope alive.
Dope. You gotta.
So people love it. So yeah, so I have a blog / LLC. So my LLC is called Good Girl Chronicles LLC. It started out as just being a blog, but now my hope is that it will be the business that is the platform for my speaking engagements. I want to do more mental health speaking. I want to do more motivational speaking. I want to be in colleges and schools and churches. I would love to go to some national mental health conferences and really start normalizing discussion about mental health, telling people how to talk to their loved ones who are having suicidal feelings. And I also hope that God puts me in a position to talk about how spirituality has helped me through my journey, because I know that I could not have survived, particularly the last year being homeless, without a relationship with Christ. So that's the next step for Good Girl Chronicles, is to elevate my speaking career. Now, in the future, I really want it to be a storytelling platform. I know as a journalist that everyone has a story. Most people, I feel, want to tell their story. They're afraid or they don't know how. So I want Good Girl Chronicles to be a platform for people to chronicle their life also. Maybe I'll learn how to do blogging classes, help people with public speaking, start highlighting some people on social media or on my YouTube page. So yeah, the sky is the limit for Good Girl Chronicles.
Nice. Hey, by the way, that YouTube page, I need that link so then I could go ahead and put it on here as well. I want to get as much information of the Good Girl Chronicles. For sure. So then I could go ahead and share it. If you have a banner or anything like that, I will put it on the show. Obviously, you can't see it right now because we're recording, but I like to add different shows, different, not shows, but different banners, different like slideshows, different people's channels, our banners and stuff like that, just promoting people while the music is playing. So
I would love that.
You know, so we could do things like that. And I would love one day we could kind of tag team on working on a project together.
I would love that.
Because I definitely eventually want to get into a charity events. I want to report, kind of get into interviews with different people. If it's art, if it's, I don't know, a new restaurant that just opened up, or if it's
that would be like, so great.
You know what I'm saying? So we could definitely get into that. And I just want to learn, man. I'm like an open box. I just want to learn. I want to learn about people's paths and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, like, we only could speak on what we experience.
Right.
And everybody has a testimony. And I just want to bring that platform where people could speak that testimony and let you know, and let everybody else know, like, people might be so silent. They're not as outspoken as you, Lauren, as not so brave, so brave and so to release their story of what they went through. this right here might help the next person or the next person
hope so.
after that and the next person after that. And this is what I want to continue to do. It's not about me. It's not about, just my family, but it's also about others that obviously I want to put around my circle, positive people. That's one thing about it. When we talk about high school, you say none of my friends that you know back in high school, you don't have them still as friends.
Right.
But one thing they say is sometimes friends come in a season. Sometimes they come for the long run. Sometimes they come for the few years. I have lost friends that I would have never would have thought, to the point that we got the same similar tattoos together, and
Right.
and suddenly that's no longer. Sometimes we don't get that reason why, but you don't need to question that if God is in the mix. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just so happy that you're doing so well, Lauren.
Thank you. Me too. God is good, I tell you.
Yes. And I'm just so glad that you came on the show. I thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Like I said, send me the link, send me the info. So I want to definitely make sure that I could spread that word out to everybody else. And again, I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
I can't wait for you to come. March? Tampa?
March, I'll be in Tampa for a writing conference. So if you're near, I would love to see you, have dinner. Let's do it.
Damn right. Definitely. Because I know Tammy's excited about that. And Tammy just opened the door just to see if I was still recording. She closed it. But because I was recording, because I don't even want to pick up the extra noise. But now that I got your Skype, I know she probably going to contact you, or if y'all have each other's Facebook. I don't know if y'all have each other.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Okay, well, I'll let her know too that you coming. So that'd be a dope top of the year thing.
Yes, it would. That would be so great.
Yeah.
That would be so great.
Because I think I went to Tampa one time and it was really nice, yo. It was really
I'm excited.
nice. You never been?
No, I've never been. No.
Wow. Have you ever been to Florida?
Yes, my sister was actually born in Jacksonville, and I went to St. Pete for a journalism workshop a couple years back. Love Florida. So jealous of you.
Yeah, man. You need to get out of Virginia, man.
I know. It's time.
It's something. Because one thing I know we got to go, but one thing I can't stand that I noticed that people do when I was there, I was born in Virginia and I'm never leaving. This is my home. Like,
right.
I'm like, dude, this is like Virginia don't know you. Like they don't know. They don't,
right. True story.
You see what I'm saying? It's their block. Like it's so much outside of that. It's just amazing.
So true.
And the crazy thing about it too, Lauren, I don't even know how long I'm gonna be in Florida. I might end up moving to Texas or something like that. Like,
see the world.
Yeah, we gotta do it. And I don't even see myself retiring in the States. I really see myself in Italy or something. Somewhere in Italy.
Fun, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to explore, man, and maybe one time visit Jerusalem. I want to see the pyramids.
Yeah, that would be epic. That would be really epic.
That'd be really dope. But again, Lauren, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Love you, and I'll see you soon.
Sounds like a plan, brother. Have a beautiful Friday.
Later.